All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing just a fun video. I want to give my thoughts on all of the recent Bitcoin craziness, do a price prediction for the end of 2021. All right, so I wanted to go ahead and give my thoughts on all of the crypto craziness that has kind of come back in again here in 2021 as we're seeing the markets and everything sort of, well, they have now restored themselves pretty much, and you're even seeing some people who actually made out pretty well in this last year, which is good for them. I'm happy to see that. And certainly people who made out really well are anybody that had just about any crypto, because we have now seen, and it's down a little bit now as of today. It's down about 15%. So in terms of US dollars, it did pass $50,000 for one Bitcoin here in the last few days. Now it's dipped back under. It's at 47,500 right now is the time of filming. So it has come down a little bit, but considering where like the amount that it's already risen up by, multiples, like I remember, I didn't look at it for a while. I want to say probably the last time I looked at it was about maybe a year ago or so, and I saw that it was, what was it, about like 10,000, 11,000, like, it's always moving all the time. You never quite get a fix on exactly what it's worth. One day, any given day, it could be up or down 5, 10, 20%. Who knows? But this recent bull run this year, and I want to say in December, we've seen it go up to past $50,000 US for one Bitcoin. Absolutely crazy, absolutely insane, man. Because you have to think back to back in like years like 2016, let's say, where you had one Bitcoin going for $400, $500, $300, somewhere around this type of range, to go up in just a few years here from that price to 4 or 5 years to over $50,000 per Bitcoin. Absolutely insane, man. Absolute insanity. So where will things go from here for Bitcoin and crypto? I really do think sky's the limit. Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot of volatility. You're going to have a lot of ups and downs, over time, 15%, 20%, 80%, 70%, 90%, in either direction would not be unusual for crypto. Hold on for dear life. Makes absolutely perfect sense. It certainly is a roller coaster. So I got in around, let's see, it was The Walking Dead season 8, before Carl died. So how many years ago was that? That was a few years ago. Was that 2018 or no? It must have been around? Yeah, it was around 2000. Okay, I got in 2017 at some time. Around where it had the last kind of bull run, which compared to now, I mean, I remember when it hit 20,000, people were kind of going crazy, and then sure enough, it did come back down, and just the last couple years has ranged between 3,000, 10,000, 12,000, 15,000, this kind of thing, but now up to 50,000, and people calling for it to go higher, people calling for it before the end of this year to be over 100,000 or a couple 100,000 or 500,000 in the next few years, this kind of thing. There's just no way to know, guys. There's absolutely no way to predict it. I know people like to do technical analysis, fundamental analysis, people who believe in it, that whole thing. I do believe in it. I really do. I wasn't a believer at first because I thought, well, anybody could write something like that. What would make it work? What makes it work, basically, is consensus. Once everybody agrees that it's going to work, once everybody else believes in it, as we're starting to see now, then it becomes legitimate. It gains its legitimacy based on the amount of people who believe in it and are willing to buy it or willing to use it. And so we have seen that just absolutely skyrocket in that we have a limited number of them that will ever be mined, 21 million, and a good number are lost. Some people will hold, basically permanently, until they get older, that kind of thing. Some people will not want to sell, will not want to part regardless with their Bitcoin if they have one or other crypto. And we're just seeing a lot of change, guys. In this last year or two, the amount of money that's being printed in the U.S., the amount of stimulus and just adjusting the money supply, printing. It's going to drive the price of everything up. We've pretty much seen hyperinflation already, I want to say. Just go to the grocery store. I notice when I go to the grocery store, groceries are, at least I want to say 30-40% higher in cost than they were, about a year and a half ago before all this craziness. So I think crypto's future is the probably the asset that I would, and you never know what will happen. This isn't financial advice. Don't know. Nobody can really predict the future, but I would say that I think crypto is really the one to watch. In being in it for the last few years, I decided, in 2017 to do like a few percent of my asset allocation for crypto, probably around 4%, something like that. And since then, I think that 4% has almost performed as well as the other 96% of my portfolio, which is really insane. It's like okay, you have 4% here, and the amount that it's done almost matches the other 96%. That's really quite crazy. So it's good stuff. What I personally like to do, because it's just about impossible to time markets, guys. Some people might get lucky doing it, or some people might be okay at it. Basically, the idea is that because of our emotions, we do exactly the wrong thing at exactly the wrong time. Right now, when everyone's talking about it, we all try to rush in. We all try to get in, and because we get all FOMO'd, we're afraid of missing the opportunity for what could happen. And we hear about other people making money. We hear about other people doing well. And so we want to get in on it. So we get in at exactly the top a lot of times, which I don't know if this is the top or not. I don't think it will be this year. I think we'll see this. Could we see a double by year end? Maybe 1.25, like maybe 70,000, 80,000 by the time 2021 is over. I think would be a reasonable prediction. To see maybe even higher than that. I don't know, or maybe lower than where we're at right now. It could crash by year end for some unknown reason. There's no way we could even be able to predict or have any idea about. But long term, I think crypto is a winner. I think you're just going to see more and more people get into it. You're going to see more and more spikes in the price. It's going to get harder and harder to get one. So if you did get one, or you did get some crypto years ago, that's great. If you haven't got in yet, it's up to you. But it's sort of like, if it really is internet money, and that's really what we're looking at, that is definitely a game changer for the future. That's something that could have the most potential for growth of any investment that I can think of right now. But you just got to watch your emotions. You got to watch the volatility, because again, what people do, buy in at the top and then it goes down and they boo-hoo and they decide to quit and sell at the bottom. And people do it over and over again. They do it in the stock market, they do it with other investments, and they do it with crypto. So just be really careful, guys. Can't provide financial advice, not a financial advisor. But what I like to do is I like to dollar cost average in, and my strategy for crypto is spend it last, basically. People ask me, when are you going to sell, whatever. It's like, I'll sell when I'm out of everything else first, right? I'll sell stocks first. I'll sell bonds first. I'll sell anything else first, crypto last, right? And that's just what it is. Even at that point, I might even consider taking out some leverage if I go broke or something. But that's what it is, right? It has so much potential. You just have no idea. It could be worth $1 million. It could be worth 500,000. It could be worth 1 Bitcoin. It could be worth 0. It could get crushed at some point by government intervention and our oligarchs if they really decide to go after it. So it's impossible to tell. But a good strategy is like some of the exchanges, like Coinbase. I know they have a deal where you can sign up for a monthly or weekly type of purchase, and you can do like whatever amount you want. You could do $10 a week if you're conservative, $100. You could do $10 a month if you want. And you just basically let that sucker run for a few years. Each month they take it out of your account. You do a purchase. That way you avoid buying in at the top and selling at the bottom. You basically just take a little bit, you go in, and I'm glad that I did a few years ago, and so it's up to you. But I think the longer people really do wait to start getting in, the more they're going to regret it down the road later because, I mean, look at what's happened so far. Look at how it's gone so far. So it might not be the earliest right now, but if this thing is here to stay 30, 40 years from now, yeah, I can't imagine it will be, one Bitcoin will go for less than it's going right now. It'd be hard to see unless it gets totally shut down somehow. And I don't even know how you could do that since it's decentralized. It'd be very difficult for any governing body to try to stop it at this point. So those are kind of my thoughts on it, guys. I hope you got some before. If you did, I mean, if not, it's cool, but it's not too late. Set up the automatic deal. Consider having, if you don't have any, maybe 1% of what you got, 0.5% of what you got, a little bit. Consider trying a little bit, see what you think, see if you like it. But it's definitely not for the faint of heart, and you've got to be able to handle these crazy ups and downs. And if you can't, then, gee, man, I don't know. Don't look or something. Like just look every few years or something. That's a good way to go. Anyway, price prediction for the end of the year, I'll say, let's go 75,000. Okay, 75,000 by year end is what I'll predict. And I'll be wrong one way or, it's impossible. I'll be wrong one way or another. That's it for this video, guys. Leave your comments below, and I'll see you again soon for another. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.